Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and we are live here to talk about the New York Knicks 3-game winning streak, and if the New York Knicks are in any position to be going after the play-in tournament. So last night, the New York Knicks go out there and dominate the Dallas Mavericks, and all of a sudden, the Knicks, we're 3.5 games out of the 10th seed to fight for that play-in tournament. And obviously, we all know what's going on with this Knicks team. We got I wouldn't say half, but we got some of the fan base wanting to go all tank. They're upset with these victories. But if you guys know me as a person, you know me as a Knicks fan, and you've been following this channel for a long time, you know that I'm happy to watch these kids go out there and get some victories for the New York Knicks organization. We got Immanuel Quickley breaking out of his sophomore slump. We got RJ Barrett continuing his dominant play. Julius Randle playing like his old self. Mitchell Robinson dominating the paint. Duece McBride getting big-time minutes off the bench, providing a huge impact defensively. And this is a really good sign for the New York Knicks, if I had to say. So I wanted to go live here on Thursday afternoon just to talk about some Knicks stuff, dive into the chat. If you're watching this on replay or you're watching this on the live right now, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate having you guys in. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm really excited to dive into the chat and talk to you guys. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this Knicks 3-game winning streak. What has stood out to you the most? What do you look forward to for the rest of the season? We also got a big-time game Friday night, which is tomorrow against the Memphis Grizzlies. So there's a lot to get into. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Lightning Leg, Kelvin, Sports Film Production, Once a Nick, Always a Nick, tuning in to the Knicks Media live stream. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. We're just getting started here on the Knicks Media live stream to talk about what's been going on with these New York Knicks the past couple of games. So as you can see on the board right here, I gave you guys the statistics for these 4 players during the Knicks 3-game winning streak. Now, these numbers are pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, RJ Barrett has been putting up numbers since when? 2022 began, even going into the back end of the December month. He's been playing great basketball. We all know that. So RJ Barrett, he's averaging 23.7 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4.7 assists in these 3 games when the New York Knicks have won. Immanuel Quickley, he's averaging 19 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists off the bench for IQ in these 3 games. Julius Randle's getting back to his dominant ways that we all fell in love with last year. Randle, 27.3 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. And of course, Mitchell Robinson averaging a double-double. I mean, look at these numbers, bro. Look at these numbers. 13.3 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, 2.6 blocks, 2.3 steals per game for Mitchell Robinson. Now, those stats for Mitch does not include the game where he left in the first 2 minutes. I kind of went back to the Phoenix Suns game, which we should have won. We should low-key be on a 4-game winning streak, guys. If it wasn't for that damn Cam Thomas game winner, and if Randle if he did not get ejected in that game, I feel like we would have probably won. And we would be on a 4-game winning streak. But hey, you can't live in the past. Let's focus on what's happening right in front of our eyes. And I just feel like it's really something that the New York Knicks are finally getting back to their winning ways. And there's something that I've noticed that's different. And the reason why we're winning is we're getting back to our backbone of the Tom Thibodeau style of coaching, and that's defense. The defense has been taking a big-time step, and it makes you question, what's going on? Why is the defense starting to play well now? Is it adjustments? Is it personnel? I have a theory that the reason why this defense is taking a big-time step is because of a rookie named Duece McBride finally getting minutes. Now, Duece McBride has not been doing anything offensively for the Knicks in these past 3 games, but he's been getting a lot of minutes, and he's been playing crucial minutes in the 4th quarter, and his defense is impeccable. The defensive backcourt with IQ and Duece McBride is really something special, if I had to say. You guys know me. I've always defended Immanuel Quickley. I always feel like he has what it takes to be a good player in this league, and a lot of people are writing him off a little too quickly. But IQ and McBride, off the bench as the backcourt, when they're on the floor together, their defensive energy, they both pick people up, full court press. They switch like it's easy. They just have a really good knack for the defense. And McBride is way better than Quickley on the defensive end. But I will say McBride deserves a lot of credit when it comes to this 3-game winning streak for the New York Knicks. Even if you look at the box score, he's not putting up any crazy numbers, but his plus minus is through the roof, and his defense is all about, making sure that we're just suffocating the opposing team. And that's what we did last night. I mean, we won the game against the Dallas Mavericks because of that suffocating defense that the New York Knicks have been lacking pretty much all season long. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Kelvin saying, salute, once a Nick, always a Nick. Yes, sir. You inspired me. You inspired me to make a channel. Awesome, man. Love that. McBride is the answer. Imagine if Tibbs would have been playing him. Shake my head. Yeah, that's the one problem about this. That like, hey, what took this so long for the New York Knicks to finally break out of their slump and finally play the basketball that we were hopeful for all season long? And we're seeing McBride getting minutes, not because Thibodeau is playing him because he feels like he has whatever. It's because the injuries to Grimes, to Toppin, to Reddish, to Rose. So it's gonna. I don't expect Deuce to stay in the rotation, unfortunately, when they get healthy. But it's a very good sign for the future of this team that we have rookies getting meaningful minutes and playing impactful, winning basketball. Even throwing Jericho Sims in there. Jericho Sims is the first man off the bench for Tom Thibodeau, and he's been playing good. High flyer, lob threat, dunking on people, playing decent defense. He's very raw. He's a very raw athletic player, as we all know. But I love seeing Jericho Sims getting some minutes. You love that. Salute Knicks Media. Salute to you, Drip. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. Salute to you. Can't wait to see Deuce guard Ja. Yeah, man. So that's another thing I want to talk about in today's stream is previewing the game tomorrow night against the Memphis Grizzlies because, hey, we beat the LA Clippers, who are on a 5-game winning streak. We beat the Dallas Mavericks, who are on a 5-game winning streak. And now we're versing the Memphis Grizzlies, who are a very good team in the Western Conference, led by, obviously, Ja Morant. And I feel like it's going to be a really fun matchup to watch with Duece McBride going up against Ja Morant. That's going to be some fun stuff, man. Fun stuff. Hey, thanks for all the content, man. You keep it up. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support that you guys show me on the channel. Without all the support that you guys show me and hitting the like button, showing love in the chat, showing love in the comment section, none of this is possible. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into all my videos, tuning into all my streams, showing nothing but love. Really does mean a lot to me. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button on your way in. We're just getting started on this Knicks Media live stream, breaking down the 3-game winning streak. What has been going right so far that has not been going right for the whole season? Why did it take the Knicks all the way until the back end of the year to finally get into rhythm and finally play good basketball? We're going to get into that in this stream. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments, in the chat, of course. I hope when Derrick Rose comes back, he'll play like he did last year. Yeah, 100%. We all are expecting D Rose to come back just like he did last year. It's unfortunate that he had to have that setback, obviously. But the good thing about Derrick Rose is he's always a professional. He has that mindset that he'll be back no matter what. Hopefully, he'll be back eventually. A lot of talent on this team. Do you think we will see a blockbuster trade eventually? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I would not be shocked if we saw a blockbuster trade. You know, the difference between this season from the New York Knicks in previous years when we're losing is we actually have a foundation. We actually have a lot of young, youthful talent. I mean, I can list them all, and your guys will be like, wow, we really do have like 7 or 8 guys that are young and have a lot of potential. RJ Barrett leading the way, Mitchell Robinson, 23, about to turn 24, Immanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, Cam Reddish. Those are 8 guys on this roster that are 23 years old or younger. Hello. I think a big priority for the New York Knicks, especially this offseason, needs to be extending Mitchell Robinson and extending RJ Barrett. Now, RJ Barrett, he's not going to be leaving in free agency after this year, obviously, but he is eligible for a rookie contract extension. And if I'm the New York Knicks, I give him that rookie contract immediately before he keeps balling out, and we're going to have to pay him even more. But hey, I don't care how much we pay RJ. He deserves all the money that he's worth because he's 21 years old, and he's only going to get better and better and better as his career goes on. But the main priority needs to be Mitchell Robinson. So I saw an interesting article today on Twitter talking about how much Mitchell Robinson might be worth on the open market. And it looks like he's looking around $12 to $13 million per year. Hell yeah, I'm doing that for Mitchell Robinson. No doubt about it. No questions asked. You see what Mitch is doing. I mean, look at these last 3 games. I know it's a 3-game sample size, but when Mitchell Robinson is dominating and he's healthy and he's playing, 13 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, over 2 blocks, and over 2 steals per game. Case closed. Case closed on Mitchell Robinson. I think we can all agree that he is a big piece to this Knicks future. And if we do move on from him, who's going to replace him? That's my biggest question. We don't re-sign Mitchell Robinson. Who's going to be replacing Mitchell Robinson? Is it Jericho Sims? Is it Nerlens Noel? Is it Taj Gibson? No. We need a big man for this Knicks team to build around for the future, and Mitchell Robinson is exactly that guy. So now let's get into Julius Randle because he's a very interesting player to talk about because he's been playing his best basketball as of late. He's coming off that 46-point bomb against the Kings, and then last night he had a bad first half, but then he had a dominant second half, finishing with 26 points in his homecoming in Dallas. And I feel like Julius Randle's energy is a really big reason why this New York Knicks team has been on this winning streak. Not only is he not relying on his jump shots as much, even though the 46-point bomb he was shooting threes. He had 8 3-pointers the most of his career in a game. But I feel like Julius Randle's energy is different. His leadership is different. His body language, his effort, his defensive energy. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things that Julius Randle's doing that's a great sign for his progression. He's attacking the bucket, which I want to see more from Julius Randle. And he's also not relying on his playmaking ability. That's a big thing that I've noticed that I think the coaching staff and Tom Thibodeau has adjusted is they're not telling Julius Randle to be the point forward. He's not telling Julius Randle to be the guy to run the offense through. They're handing the keys to RJ Barrett. And now it's giving Julius Randle a lot less things to worry about. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a really good sign that the Knicks are realizing that, hey, maybe we don't have to run it through Julius Randle all the time. Maybe we can give RJ Barrett the ball, let him do some pick and rolls, make him make some reads. RJ Barrett, he's averaging more assists than Randle in these 3 games. 4.7 to Randle's 3.7. Hey. So what I'm trying to say is I think RJ Barrett is taking over the role as the focal playmaker. But then you look at Immanuel Quickley. 5.3 assists in these last 3 games. So IQ. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about Immanuel Quickley in the chat because he's a player that is definitely breaking out of his slump, and you can see the confidence is oozing from him. The biggest difference from IQ in my perspective is his ability to take people off the dribble and attack the paint and finish through contact with these crazy acrobatic layups, not relying on floaters, not relying on 3-pointers, but attacking the cup, taking people. Because if Immanuel Quickley continues that development of attacking the cup and finishing at the rim, that's going to make him so much more difficult to defend because he's obviously a threat from shooting the ball from downtown. So defenders have to stay up on him. And if they stay up on him, then IQ can blow right by him. And IQ can now do these crazy floaters and these crazy acrobatic layups that I'm falling in love with. So Immanuel Quickley, people need to start talking about him as a big piece for this Knicks future because I saw so many crazy takes that IQ is a bum and he's not a true point guard and all this stuff. Like, hey, Immanuel Quickley is getting better and better as the season progresses, and it's only a positive to see Immanuel Quickley really take that next step. I really love it. I think that Sun game got the Knicks moving different. That game really hit them hard. IQ was going to cry on that court. Yeah, man, that is very true, Jay Tucker. The Suns game, and it's crazy because all the games before the Suns game, like even against the Sixers and the games before then, we were competitive with all these games. I feel like we haven't been blown out in a while. And what I mean by that is our biggest issue so far, besides last night, is we go up big in the first half and we collapse. And we let these teams come back. And we let these teams come back to beat us. It's not like we've been getting blown out of the waters from all 4 quarters. I feel like the past month or so, it's been us playing good basketball for 3 quarters. And then for whatever reason, we would collapse in the 4th quarter. And that was the reason why we're losing games. And now we're finally seeing the Knicks take that next step of understanding of how to close games in the 4th quarter, how to play a full 48 minutes. I mean, last night was an example of the Knicks playing a full 48 minutes of basketball. And that was a really fun thing to watch finally because our instincts as Knicks fans is like, Knicks are up big at half. It's not going to last. We know that Luka is going to get hot and the Mavericks are not going to start. And the Mavericks are going to start lighting it up and they're going to come back and tie the game eventually. But that never happened. It never happened last night. And I feel like that is a really good sign because it's not like the Dallas Mavericks are a scrub team, you know? The Mavericks are a really good basketball team that were on a 5-game winning streak that beat the Lakers when LeBron put up 50 points. I mean, it was a really good win last night, man. I don't know if we should keep JR. He's more of an on-off player, but if we can take the pressure off being a leader and start acting like it, he might start playing like he should. Yeah, man, I'm not really My take on Julius Randle is I feel like the more you take the load off of him, of giving him all the pressure of being the guy that needs to be the point forward, the better he will play, because I feel like he's not a natural playmaker, and I think we all know that. And I feel like Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff put a lot on Randle's shoulders, where he has to be the LeBron James of this team. He has to take the ball up. He has to drive into the paint. He has to take on the double teams. He has to make the right reads. And yeah, he still is going to have to do that. But I feel like what the Knicks have been doing such a great job of recently is giving RJ Barrett an opportunity to be a playmaker. And when you give RJ that opportunity, he's thriving. He's taking people off the bounce. He's driving to the paint. He's making the reads. He's throwing up lobs to Mitchell Robinson. He's dishing it out to the corner to Burks. He's dishing it out to Fournier, or he's finishing at the rim, or he's doing a step back mid-range jump shot. I mean, RJ Barrett is really showing that he has what it takes to be the focal point of this offense. And when RJ Barrett becomes the focal point of the offense, then it takes so much of the stress off of Randle, where he can play more freely. He doesn't have to stress about it. He can just not think and just react and shoot the ball when he's open and get to his spots in the mid-range. And the double teams are now going to RJ all of a sudden. So now Randle's going to be freed up on those single opportunities, which is pretty crazy. They were double teaming RJ last night. That's all you need to know. Kelvin, my man, says Julius feels like he has to step up his game because RJ taken over this team. I've been saying that RJ Barrett needs to be the primary facilitator since the season started. Yeah, Kelvin, you have been. Me and you both have been on the RJ Barrett train for sure. I feel like that now that we're giving RJ the opportunity to run the team, Randle is getting more comfortable with that and getting more adjusted to the fact that he doesn't have to be the number one option. That's totally okay. Cheers. You guys like my coffee mug for the Knicks? It's one of my favorite mugs I got. IQ has been playing much better since the All-Star break. No more Evan in the fourth quarter, so the defense has been solid. Yeah, man. Immanuel Quickley, like I said, has been playing his best basketball of his career, to be honest, the past couple of games. I think over the stretch of like 7 or 8 games, he's been averaging around like 16 points, really efficient. The rebounds, the assists are way up. So IQ has been doing everything you'd want. Guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up button on your way into the stream. I really do appreciate everybody tuning in. We're just getting started here on the Knicks Media live stream. So smash that thumbs up button. We got 11 likes with 23 of you guys tuning in. So let's get the 20 likes. Let's get the 20 likes. If you guys did not hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate that. Knicks expected them to try and come back. Their defense locked it down. How refreshing was it that the Mavericks had a little life to them? You felt the momentum turning the Mavericks' way, where they're going to come all the way back. They cut the lead to 14, but then Tom Thibodeau calls a timeout, and then the Knicks come back out there, and they punch them in the mouth again. And the defense starts suffocating them again. And they hold the Mavericks to like 14 fourth-quarter points. That was awesome, because we haven't seen it all season long. Whenever the opposing team gets any ounce of momentum, they seem to just come all the way back and destroy us. RJ understands that the key is getting Mitch involved early. When he gets involved in the offense, the defense that follows it better. Yeah, 100%. I feel like the dynamic of RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson is beautiful. It is a really good sight to see. And Mitchell Robinson, I don't even know. I got to find out how many of these rebounds are offensive for Mitchell Robinson, but he's been a dog. Mitchell Robinson is a dog. Julius Randle is a good player as long as he's not to step outside his natural skills. Yeah, I really feel like Julius Randle is not going anywhere. I know that 98.7% of Knicks fans want him traded this summer. I don't see it happening. I feel like the Knicks, if they're smart, they should get a true point guard and get a true floor general guy, and then don't start Alec Burks at the point guard spot, and then have that true point guard with RJ and Randle, and then maybe start Grimes because he's a defensive player that's phenomenal, and have the backcourt off the bench of IQ and Deuce. Well, I don't know what we'll do with D Rose at that point, but hey, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do this summer, but I really feel like Randle is a good player. The reason why we've seen Randle not play good this year is because he's understanding, and the coaching staff's understanding, that he is not a player that can be ran through in terms of offensively speaking, in terms of being a playmaker. And that's obvious. I think Knicks fans understood that in the playoffs last year. RJ is our future point forward. Yes, sir. He's the point forward now. He's the point forward then. RJ can be a number 2. Julius is a 3. We need that number 1. Yeah, of course. I mean, this is the case where if we want to become like a top seed in the Eastern Conference, right? I think we can all agree that RJ Barrett, I mean, I don't want to put a ceiling on RJ. You never know how good he's going to get. But I think that if we get a true number 1 option, and then RJ becomes the Robin to that number 1, and then Randle goes back to that number 3 option, and then we have all the depth of the youth. I don't know how the hell we're going to do that, but that's the best case scenario. Salute to my man right here. Salute. Starting lineup should be RJ, Cam, IQ, McBride, and realistically Randle, but otherwise D Rose when he comes back. Yeah, I mean, we need a big man. I think we can't not have Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup, but I see where you're coming from, my man. You want the young players playing these minutes. I actually feel like IQ should be switched. Yeah, there you go. You corrected yourself. I love it. I want us to trade to get that 5th pick in this year's draft. Yeah, I feel like the Knicks, everyone's saying tank. If the Knicks wanted to, they can trade up in this year's draft if they really love a player. You never know. I think this team has improved because Tibbs was forced to play the kids. Yeah, we got the kids finally playing. And Duece McBride is getting big-time minutes. And Immanuel Quickley, I mean, he's been getting minutes all season long. So it's not really – I think another big reason why we're winning is because Immanuel Quickley is getting his confidence back. Quickly's been playing all season long. It's not like all of a sudden he's getting a lot of minutes. He's just going to get more minutes the better he plays. So when Quickley's on, this team's a different animal, man. They really are. And I feel like Quickley is such a big, underrated piece to this franchise that people don't realize that when he is playing basketball the way he's been doing recently by lighting it up from downtown, taking people off the dribble, providing that spark off the bench, getting defensive stops, like IQ is, I love him. Our defensive lineup is going to save our season. The defensive lineup of Immanuel Quickley, Duece McBride, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson, I love that lineup. And it sucks that Cam Reddish has to be injured because that lineup, and one thing about Tom Thibodeau's rotations that I've noticed that he's adjusted to that I absolutely love, and I don't know if you guys noticed this. Maybe you guys have. I don't doubt if you did. But have you noticed that RJ Barrett gets benched early in the first quarter? Every single game, if you guys didn't notice, RJ is the first man to head to the bench with around 6 minutes to go. If you remember, RJ usually plays the entire first quarter. And this is a positive. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. The reason why Tom Thibodeau has been doing this is because he's giving RJ Barrett a rest. So then when the bench comes in, RJ comes in and RJ runs with the entire bench unit. Then RJ comes in at the end of the first, the beginning of the second quarter, and then it's RJ, Quickley, McBride, and then whoever's off the bench. When Reddish was healthy, Jericho Sims, then RJ's running with the second unit. And I love that Tom Thibodeau has adjusted that, knowing that RJ Barrett plays with the second unit so well, where you give RJ that early rest so he can come back in. And that is, you got to give credit to Tom Thibodeau for that, because that was an adjustment he made recently. And that's a big reason why we've been playing good basketball, because RJ plays well with Quickley, McBride, and the energy with that backcourt combined with Cam Reddish when he was healthy. And even Taj Gibson deserves a lot of credit with this win streak, no doubt about it. Taj Gibson is the vet. Taj Gibson is a big-time reason for this victory. I feel like we definitely need to realize that is a big time difference for this rotation. So guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way into the stream. I see a lot of you guys tuning in for the first time. Smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. My name is Richie, and I post a lot of Knicks content, go live about the Knicks. Going to be doing that for the rest of the season, of course, carrying over into the playoffs. If we make it, who knows if we will. So that's the next topic. I want to talk about the play-in tournament. So, I cannot believe we were talking about this, but the New York Knicks are 3.5 games out of the play-in tournament. And the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets, they're kind of losing a lot. So are the Brooklyn Nets. And those are the teams that are ahead of us, and also the Washington Wizards. So, if the New York Knicks somehow beat the Memphis Grizzlies on Friday night, and the Brooklyn Nets lose tonight, that game Sunday against the Brooklyn Nets is going to be really, really important. So there's 16 games remaining. We're 3.5 games out. The only way we make the play-in tournament is if we keep this momentum and we go on a big winning streak. Because if you guys remember last year, and I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but the Knicks were below 500 last year in March. I think it was 3 games below 500. We beat the Memphis Grizzlies. And then that sparks the 9-game winning streaks, which all of a sudden propels the Knicks up to the top of the Eastern Conference, and then we finish the 4th seed. Now, I'm not saying we're going on another 9-game winning streak. I'm not going to get ahead of myself because there's a lot of things that I don't really trust still. But if the Knicks really wanted to have fun and make the play-in tournament, now's the time, because I know that the schedule is still not going to be easy, but the only way we get in the play-in tournament is if we finish the last 16 games well above 500. For example, we finish 10-6 or 11-5 or 12-4. That's the only way. If we remain hot for these past 16 games, I think we do have a chance. And I know a lot of people say, oh, Richie, we don't want the play-in. Let's tank. This season's a wash. I want Thibodeau gone. This is going to make them run it back next year. And you guys know where I stand on the whole tanking conversation, and I really don't want to get into it because it kind of drives me insane. So I'm not going to get into that. But the play-in tournament is right there. It's right there. And I'm happy that it's even in reach for the Knicks, because the fact that the reason why we're winning is because of RJ Barrett and Immanuel Quickley and Mitchell Robinson and Duece McBride and Julius Randle, it's a positive. You cannot spin this 3-game winning streak as a negative if you tried to me. You really can't. If Alec Burks was dropping 30 a night, if Fournier was going crazy, if Kemba was still on the roster and he was going crazy, and Taj Gibson was getting minutes, and that was a 3-game winning streak, then yes, I would be upset. But that's not the case. RJ Barrett is the leader of the squad. Immanuel Quickley is destroying people off the bench. Mitchell Robinson dominating off the bench. Not off the bench, my apologies, in the paint. Jericho Sims is the first man off the bench for Tom Thibodeau. Duece McBride is getting impactful minutes off the bench in the fourth quarter. That's the youth. That's what I've been asking for the Knicks to do all season long, and it's very unfortunate that it took this long. But hey, I'm happy that it's happening now. I think there's no way we'll make the play-in with the schedule the remaining unless RJ goes on another level, like 30 points per game the rest of the way. Yeah, I think it's still unrealistic we make the play-in tournament because a lot has to go our way. And like you mentioned, my man, the schedule does not go in our favor. It's not like we have an easy schedule. So, and we're still 3.5 games out, which is pretty, it's a lot of games. It's in striking distance, but I think the only way we make the play-in is if we obviously go on a crazy winning streak. Let's win 9 games in a row. All of a sudden, we're back in it. Listen, I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm not going to be super depressed if we don't make the play-in tournament because it's very unlikely still because a lot has to go our way. But when we start getting healthy, when Quentin Grimes gets back, hopefully that's soon. When Reddish gets back, I don't know when that's going to be. When D. Rose comes back, I don't know when that's going to be. When Toppin comes back, hopefully that sparks this team. And the spark is right there. The spark is already there. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like if RJ, like you said, continues to play the way he's been playing, and Julius Randle plays the way he's been playing, and quickly off the bench, Mitchell Robinson dominating in the paint, we're a team, man. We're a team because the play-in tournament, what it would do for me is it would give these young players a playoff experience. And what if we do win that game? Then we got to go and play another play-in tournament because I think we all know we're not going to be the 8th or 7th seed. So in the play-in tournament, say we get the 10th seed, we'll play whoever the 9th seed is on the road. Say we win that game, then we'd have to play another play-in tournament to make the real playoffs. You never know what might happen. And I would love these Knicks to get in there to get that experience of understanding what it is. And if you feel like that's going to be a negative for us, I don't know what to tell you. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That is okay. All right? Everybody listen to what Kelvin has to say. Guys, please go smash that like button. Please subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every single time I go live, every single time that I make a video. All the support here on Knicks Media is very appreciated. I love interacting with Knicks fans. The Knicks community is rich. The Knicks community is passionate. The Knicks community is awesome. I love it. 2 reasons why we are winning. Tibbs changed the rotation, and our players finally look like they have chemistry. Big tone, 100%. I agree with you. I also love that profile picture. The rotation has been changed, and I alluded to this rotation in the beginning of like a couple minutes ago, that RJ Barrett's minutes has been different in terms of getting out of the game early so we can be in the game with the bench. And I love that adjustment from Tom Thibodeau. He deserves a lot of credit for that. I love RJ. I wanted us to draft him, but we ain't making the play-in tournament or winning games without Randle stepping up. So to me, it's his team. Yeah, I agree with you, Keith. I said this earlier. I feel like now that RJ Barrett is becoming kind of the player that's very comfortable of being that number one option, of being comfortable of having the ball in his hands, it's making Julius Randle realize that he doesn't have to do it. And that's a good thing. I don't think some people are pushing this narrative that Julius Randle's getting jealous of RJ and he's like, no, wait, this is my team. Like, I don't think they have an ego problem. I think it's helping Randle understand that, hey, if RJ is this good and he can take the pressure off of me and he can take, people off the dribble and he can be a facilitator, then I don't have to worry about it. I can camp in the corner, and whenever it's my time to shine, I'll go drive to the rim and I'll do what I do. I love that. RJ Barrett taking this next step is only going to benefit Julius Randle. Schedule isn't necessarily easy, but the games are all winnable. Yeah, it's not like the 3 games that we won are against crappy teams. One of them was a crappy team in the Sacramento Kings. The other 2 are good Western Conference basketball teams, playoff teams, the Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. And we basically should have beat the Suns. Still drives me crazy that we lost that. The future seems so bright. Yes, sir. That's another thing about this that I need a lot of people to understand. That I know that this Knicks season has not gone the way we wanted to. But I would be lying to you if I would say that we do not have a bright future with the draft capital we have, the salary flexibility we have in the future, and with the youth that we have. The future is there. The foundation is built. Past years, when people wanted to tank, we had Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox, Trey Burke, Damian Dotson. I mean, wow, that roster was just a mess. You look at the talent on this roster, and you're like, why were we not winning all year? And I'm not sure why, but I feel like the adjustments that's being made right now is a really big reason for it. I've seen RJ by himself without Randle, and it ain't pretty. Randle makes this team go. Yeah, I agree. I think Randle deserves way more credit than he's getting, man. A lot of Knicks fans just are, they hold on to this idea that Randle's a bad player and they want him gone and all these things. And I don't know. I'm not giving up on Randle. I really still believe that Julius Randle has what it takes to be a good basketball player for this Knicks team. He just needs to understand that it's RJ's team as well. It's not just his. And I think that is starting to happen. And now we're starting to see these numbers. I mean, guys, look at these numbers that I have on the board right here. I mean, this is just a 3-game sample size. I understand that. But look at these numbers. These are crazy numbers. And you love to see it, man. I'm just saying, what's the point of having depth if we don't play everybody? Well, the point of having depth is the exact reason that we're going through right now. Injuries. Obi Toppin injured. Derrick Rose injured. Quentin Grimes injured. Cam Reddish injured. Those are 4 crucial pieces to this team that are all injured, and we're still winning. That's what depth brings you. Whenever there's injuries, we have guys that can step up, like Duece McBride getting minutes, like Taj Gibson getting minutes, Jericho Sims. We have players that are stepping up for these guys in the rotation when they're down, and that's what depth brings you. Carter, what's good, my man? Welcome into the stream. This is the Knicks we were expecting to see. This is the Knicks who we saw at the start of the year. Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like I forgot, too, that even the beginning of the season, we were like a really good basketball team. Do you guys remember that the Knicks were 5-1 in the first 6 games? Remember that opening night against the Boston Celtics where we went to a double overtime, and we won, and Randle dropped 35, and it was a crazy, crazy time? I forgot about that. Salute. Would y'all rather have me or Randle? We got James Harden in the chat. Well, I think that's an easy answer, but RJ is the key when he facilitates the rock. The flow is different. RJ is balling. You know my guy RJ is balling, Kelvin. You know it. RJ Randle took us to the playoffs last season. Now, the difference between RJ last year and RJ this year is RJ was, in year number 2, I wouldn't say he's shy. I would say it's more of the coaching, not giving him the opportunity. But RJ was way more of a guy sitting in the corner, catch and shoot. He was not a focal point of the offense. It was D Rose running the show with Randle running the show. RJ would hit those clutch shots for 3. Occasionally, he would get the ball and attack the paint. And he put up, 17.5 points per game last year, which is great. But now, RJ his ball handling is taking a big time step. Big time step. I mean, you guys see what RJ Barrett's doing? You heard Mike Breen and Clyde talk about it on the broadcast last night. His ball handling is getting so much better by every single game. He's taking people off the dribble. His first step is so quick by he explodes to the paint, and he's getting his defender on his back, and he's letting him just hang around there. When RJ starts hitting his floaters in the paint and those layups at a high clip, it's a wrap. It really is a wrap. And when he develops a mid-range game, it's a wrap. And another fun fact about RJ this month is, remember when the free throws were an issue? RJ's shoot, I think, is like 87% from the free throw line this month. Yes, sir. Do you think the streak will go on once the injured players come back? Because I'm afraid that Tim's rotation will go back to what it was. So, yeah, this is a very good question. So, when Rose is back, Toppin's back, Reddish is back, Grimes is back, what's the rotation, right? I think we know that the odd man out is going to be Deuce. So, we want Grimes in the rotation. We want Toppin in the rotation. We want Reddish in the rotation. So, it's kind of hard. I feel like they're playing like a 7 or 8 man rotation right now. They're playing 3 big men, like Mitch, Jericho, and Taj are all getting minutes simply because of the foul trouble that both Mitch and Jericho have been suffering. So I don't know. Maybe there's a different energy with this team that when Quentin Grimes comes back, he'll fit like a glove. He'll fill in for Deuce in a really good way. And I don't know. This is a good question. There's really no way to answer this without seeing what would happen. We don't need to tank no more. Build on what we have. As far as Randle, he needs to not be the number one option. Yeah, I think this is what I'm taking away from Randle, and I think every Knicks fan is really understanding about Julius Randle as well, is he was never a number one option. Last year was just a really good resurgence of him proving that he is an all-star caliber player when everything is clicking, and he's not a guy that is successful when he's being double-teamed and he's being asked to do everything. If we have a guy in RJ taking that step and taking the pressure off of him, it frees up Randle. Kemba and Evan in the first unit was the problem. Bad defense and inconsistent offense. Yeah, 100%. When Randle pushes the pace, he plays better. It's his ISO moments that kill our flow. Yeah, man, that's the thing I love about Julius. Whenever he gets a rebound, he sprints down the court, pushes the pace, and sometimes he gets out of control, and you're like, oh my gosh, Julius. But sometimes he makes a good read, and it's great to see. So I definitely agree that when Julius pushes the pace, he plays better. The ISO moments definitely kills the flow. Even though sometimes in the ISO moments, he does have some crazy plays with that step back fadeaway or taking people to the cup. Way less ISOs from Randle and more ball movement, for sure. We got a hater in the chat. Brooklyn Nets are better than y'all trash-ass team. Thank you so much for the support. Good luck to your Brooklyn Nets. You guys are doing well lately. I hate is Randle, but that's Tibbs' old school offense. Yeah, man. Tibbs has been adjusting as of late. Hopefully it continues. Absolutely. Coaches had him in the corner shooting threes. Yeah, last year for RJ, no doubt. RJ not sitting in the corner is why he's balling. He's aggressively attacking the rim, and he's using his left hand and his right hand too. Right hand is what you meant. Yes, sir. RJ is the new Pat Ewing. RJ Barrett is the face of the New York Knicks. Like, more than just his play on the court for RJ Barrett is why I can say with confidence that RJ Barrett is going to be a Knick for a long time. Because in order for you to be the face of the New York Knicks organization, you need to have mental toughness. You need to be able to handle the pressure. You need to have a different mindset. And RJ just checks all the boxes for a guy that should be the face of the franchise. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be built different. And hey, if you guys remember, I'll never forget watching this on First Take. Right before the NBA draft, the year that the Knicks drafted RJ, he was on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And no, I do not like Stephen A. Smith because he represents the Knicks fans in a terrible way. And I hate that he is the voice of Knicks fans to the national media. I'm not going to get into that. But at that time, it seemed like RJ was going to be a Knick because we had the third pick. We knew that Zion was going number 1. We knew Ja was going number 2. We kind of had a feeling RJ was going number 3. And Stephen A. Smith asked RJ Barrett, why should Knicks fans be excited about you if you come to New York? What are you different? And RJ said, my confidence. I'm built for this. Like, RJ said, I'm built for this before he even got drafted here. He knew that he was going to be a Knick. He can handle that. He was the number one recruit coming out of high school. He went to the biggest college basketball team in Duke, and he went to the biggest media market in the world in New York as a 19-year-old. And he's built for New York City. He really is. And that's why RJ is the next Patrick Ewing for this team, just in terms of being that number one option, being the face of the franchise, man. Guys, we are 50 people watching, only 24 likes. Please go smash that like button. Everyone listen to Kelvin. If you're in the stream and you did not smash that thumbs up button for your boy, I would really appreciate that you do, because let's get as many Knicks fans in here as possible so we can get all of the Knicks fans in the chat so we can talk some Knicks basketball. I love it. We got depth. He should have been using this late January. Like, come on. Yeah, I mean, the injuries, it's not like do you want Tom Thibodeau just take Grimes out of the rotation and Toppin and Reddish and Rose if they were healthy? It's kind of like the injuries are definitely helping out these rotations. Not gonna lie. When there's no center on the team other than Mitch will feast. Wait a minute, didn't he feast on 8 and 2? Oh my gosh, yes he did. These Mitchell Robinson's 3-game stats right here, that includes that Phoenix Suns game. I think he has Mitchell Robinson outside of that game where he got in foul trouble and he did not play because of an illness against, what was that, the Kings game or something? Mitchell Robinson has 3 straight double-doubles. 3 straight double-doubles, including against DeAndre Ayton. Yes, sir. Love it. RJ on the Batman promo, Julius in the car promo says it all. That's funny. RJ is the future. You already know he is the future. We got a spammer in the chat. RJ is the future indeed. RJ Broadway Barrett is the truth. So, Guy, I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. What's your favorite part about RJ Barrett? What gives you the confidence that he will be the future of this team? Is it his play style? Is it his mentality? Is it his energy? Is it his leadership? Is it his youth? I mean, what about RJ Barrett really makes you excited about him and gives you confidence that he is the future of this team? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. Listen, we are in the middle of a 3-game winning streak, and these are the numbers of the 4 key pieces to why we're winning. Outside of these 4 people, guys like Taj Gibson deserves a lot of love. Guys like Duece McBride deserves a lot of love. Even Burks has been playing well. Even Evan Fournier has been playing well. Jericho Sims, Duece McBride. Hell yeah, baby. James says his mentality is through the roof. He wants to be a Knick and wants to be great. Great take, James. Knicks might have a win streak like last year around this time if we keep playing this way. Yeah, very true. And I'm down for it. His mindset. This is what I've been trying to tell people not even all year, man. Like ever since we drafted him, RJ's different. He's built different up here. That's what separates him. The fact that he made changes to his game and is 3-dimensional. Yeah, I mean, RJ was not a 3-point shooter coming out of college. And he's getting better and better every single season. And the reason why he's not shooting 40% from 3 like he did last year, because all he was doing last year is sitting in the corner and doing catch and shoot threes. Now he's shooting shots off the dribble. And he's hitting them. He's taking way more volume. I mean, I think he's shooting more than 6 3-pointers a game. And he's still, like 35, 36% from 3? That's great. He's only 21. He can take pressure. He has a mind and heart of steel. Wait until he grows up. Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. RJ's doing this at 21. 21! Wake up. The NBA just sleeps on him. And he continues to get disrespected, being laid off all these crazy lists. Like, imagine where RJ Barrett's game is going to be when he's 24. You kidding me? Hopefully the Knicks are a perennial, consistent playoff team by then, led by RJ, and he has another couple stars around him. But we'll see. Kelvin says, guys, if you listen to what Richie's spitting, you'll see that he's the best Knickologist on YouTube. His assessments are always on point. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. Kelvin, you are the man. I really do appreciate all the love. Really do means a lot. Kelvin. You are definitely my number one fan. No doubt about it. Shout out to Taj, too. Taj Gibson deserves so much love. The OG is showing up big time. The hustle plays, hitting shots from the perimeter, the defensive energy, the keeping everyone together. Taj Gibson, the vet, he deserves a lot of love. I like RJ's warrior mentality. I don't see him as one to let social media get him down. He's the opposite of Randle. I agree. I think Randle is inside of his head. He can't really handle the media market in terms of being the guy because he can't handle the criticism. When RJ is criticized, which he was criticized a lot, he uses it as motivation. He doesn't let it get to his head. That's the difference. RJ is the future superstar. Yes, sir. Mathematics proves that all his stats have gotten better every year, but this year he's taking that all-star leap. But it starts in his mindset, and he's only 21. No doubt. RJ has the maturity to be the leader on this team at 21. Oh my God, you guys have no idea how happy this makes me because I've been preaching that RJ is going to be doing this for 3 straight years to my friends, to you guys, and I'll never forget people like getting into arguments of seeing the most crazy takes that RJ is not going to be anything and he's a bust and he's overrated, he's overhyped. And I'm like, nah, bro, like you don't get it. Like you don't get it. He's not a normal player that this Knicks team has had. Like the Knicks have never had a player like this that we drafted that has it up here. He's different, man. I'm not a Yankees fan, as you can tell, but I feel like he has a chance to be the Knicks Derek Jeter. And what I mean by that is being a class act, being on the team for hopefully 10, 15 years, and just being a sign of professionalism, you know? As a Mets fan, I always respected Derek Jeter growing up. And that's what I always compared him to. Even Kobe Bryant in terms of him being on the Lakers for so long. And even Dwayne Wade with the Miami Heat. I feel like that's the type of RJ Barrett I'm expecting, at least. I'm not expecting him to be as good as Kobe Bryant or Dwayne Wade. You never know. But even though you know that my biggest comparison to RJ Barrett's game was when we drafted him, is he reminded me of a lefty Dwayne Wade. I'm not going to say he's going to be the next Dwayne Wade. Like, don't put words in my mouth. But let me know your thoughts. Do you feel, if you had to compare RJ to a player in the game, who would it be? I've seen Jimmy Butler comparisons. I've seen other comparisons. But I've always looked at RJ as a lefty version of D Wade in a way. Let me know your thoughts. You never see RJ get too high with wins over losses. When he plays poorly, he goes in the lab and works on his weaknesses, never complains. RJ is definitely the Jeter of the Knicks. Yeah, I really feel like he is that. You know, as I said, I'm not a Yankees fan. I grew up a diehard Mets fan, and I'm still a Mets fan, obviously. But I just feel like, you know what? Sorry, Jeter. He's the David Wright of the Knicks. Now I'm gonna spark some hate in the chat. Let's hope he's not the David Wright of the Knicks, because then he'll be injured and his career will be ruined. We're not going to get into baseball talks because there's not even a damn season to talk about. That is a great comparison. Thank you. My expectations for this year was Julius having close to an MVP and RJ most improved player. That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, and that was a reasonable expectation because what Randle did last year, I mean, he was like, top 7 in the league in MVP votes? Second All-NBA, All-Star, most improved player. You know, it's unfortunate that our expectations were that high because they were not met. But if RJ Barrett played the way he's been playing for the entire season instead of just 2022, like if he started off in October, November, December, the way he's playing now, he'd be in the conversation for most improved player. Kareem's in the chat. What's good, Kareem? I listen to a lot of Knicks content. I'm telling you guys, there isn't anyone that brings up a better perspective to our Knicks than Richie. Kelvin, stop it, man. You're going to make me blush. I appreciate you. There's great Knicks content creators out there. There really are. And really means a lot to me that you say these kind of words, Kelvin. Really does. I'm seriously leaning towards Mitch getting signed on the offseason and the Knicks going after Cole Anthony. Do you mean re-sign with the Knicks or Mitch going elsewhere? Cole Anthony is an interesting player. I don't know if the Magic will want to give him up, but RJ gives me James Harden vibes. Dude, if RJ becomes a player that James Harden can do just in terms of like step back threes and the handles like Harden. Like if RJ imagine we're in year 4 of RJ and he's literally sizing people up in between the legs, step back three-pointers like Harden does, you guys don't want to hear from me. Well, you guys would, but other NBA fans don't want to hear from me because I'm going to be livid when RJ Barrett gets that in his game. And he's shown flashes of it. He's done it before, and I feel like he's going to start doing that. Taking people off the dribble, in between the legs, behind the back, boom, 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 step back three-pointer, in your face, cash. Do you think RJ can start doing that? Because I definitely do. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year. I feel like that's the evolution of RJ Barrett. Jimmy Butler with a better offensive game and not as good on defense. Yeah, I feel like Jimmy Butler is a good comparison as well. What's up? 70 people watching, only 39 likes. Help this channel grow. This kid is great. Hit the like button. Best of the worst. Thank you. Really does mean a lot to me, man. Really does mean a lot. All the support that you guys show in the chat really does help. Listen to this, man. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. Appreciate you. Kelvin's a G. Kelvin is a G. Kelvin's an OG. Kelvin is my man. When he was with the Rockets, though, yeah, I mean, James Harden. But with less free throws and a better defender, James Harden mode. Dude, if RJ becomes James Harden in terms of his ability to draw fouls and his three-point shooting in terms of creating his own shot, oh, yeah. If you look at the analytics, I knew it was impossible for Randle to continue the play that he had from last year. The combination of Randle with Fournier has been a net negative for the majority of the year. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the story of the entire season. You know, the Fournier and Randle dynamic and Kemba dynamic not worked. You know, you can't go out there and get non-defensive players for a top-to-middle system. You feel me? Yeah, I agree. RJ's got to hit those free throws. I agree. And RJ has been hitting the free throws lately. He's been shooting around 86% from the free throw line the past 5 or so games in the month of March. Here, let me check StatMuse what his free throw percentage is lately. Let's see if they'll listen to me. RJ Barrett free throw percentage in the month of March. All right, so this is not okay. RJ Barrett free throw percentage in the last 5 games. Let's see. RJ Barrett's free throw percentage in the last 5 games, 85.3%. That's great. That's progression. We all knew that RJ needs to hit his free throws. That's the next step of his evolution, and he's doing it. There may be people doing it longer, but I can't say their takes are better than Richie's. Kelvin, I want to have you on the channel one time, Kelvin. Let me know if you're interested. I'd love to have you on and talk some Knicks with you. Yeah, I'm glad he's hitting those free throws, man. Me too. He was literally 4 free throws away from hitting 50 points on the Miami Heat, bro. 50 points? Can you imagine if RJ did that? He will eventually. RJ gives me DeRozan vibe. Bro, Darren, can you imagine RJ gets DeRozan's mid-range jump shot eventually? Which he will. Because, reminder everybody, RJ Barrett's only 21 years old, and he's only going to get better and better every single year. I don't know if you guys heard that whisper, but it's happening, everybody. This man is becoming a star before our very eyes. Salute, Richie. I hope you are not on the tank train. Josh, my man. Josh. If you know me, my man, if you know me, you know what side of the coin I'm on. Everybody tell Josh which side I'm on. In the chat. I'm assuming he's just joining into the stream. And salute to you, Josh. I want everybody in the chat to tell Josh which train I'm on. The tank train or the plane train? DeRozan like that. Yes, sir. As for RJ, I think he can become the Michael Red or DeRozan. Dude, I'm down. I'm loving all of these. RJ comparisons. King Matthews There's your answer. There's your answer, Josh. Salute to you, my man. I am all about the playing game. I ain't for that tank stuff. If you want me to like go on a tantrum right now about the whole tanking conversation, I have a lot of things to get off my chest. Because, oh man, if you follow me on Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you definitely should, because I'm very active over there and I love interacting with all you guys on Twitter. It's at NY Knicks Media. But I get into a lot of arguments on Twitter about this whole topic of tanking. Because what does tanking give you? An opportunity for us to lose and an opportunity for us to go down in the lottery. I'm so over the lottery, bro. Get that man's face out of my life. It traumatized me. Because, guys, we are 3.5 games out of the play-in tournament. If we beat the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night, it's about to get real. It's about to get real, baby. Gotta stay hydrated, guys. Damn, I've been live for almost an hour. I miss you guys. I do follow you and your content. I just heard so much nonsense about tanking. Now I'm clear where you stand. There you go, Josh. I was just messing with you because I appreciate all the support. And I've been hearing a lot of nonsense about tanking too, my man, Josh. And definitely not. I definitely agree with you, Josh. We're on the same thinking about the Knicks. And I'm happy that we could agree there. I hate Knicks fans with that losing mentality. Me too. I don't see DeRozan. He's way bigger and plays more bully style. He gives me Lefty Leonard vibes. Hey, give me all these all-star comparisons. I'll eat that up for breakfast. We're trying to build continuity. It would mess up the drastical tanking. There we go, Darren. I don't care how much Randle scores. He stops the ball when it's in his hands. Have to give RJ the keys. Yeah, Strong Island. We've gave RJ the keys. We've given it to him. And I feel like ever since we've given RJ the keys, not only has he been playing better, but Randle's been playing better. And this team has been playing better because Randle doesn't have to focus on being the guy. He can take a step back and let RJ facilitate the rock. And Randle will facilitate the rock, and the offense will be ran through Randle at some points, but not the entire game. That's the big difference. Yeah, man. So the Knicks are on a 3-game winning streak. Now, this could go south very quickly. This could be a quick little flash in the pan of Knicks' success, and all of a sudden we go on a 4-game losing streak, for all we know. But hey, I'm just happy with what the Knicks have been doing right now, and it deserves a lot of talk. Knicks fans deserve to be happy. Don't let anybody tell you that we're not allowed to be happier right now. The Knicks are playing good basketball. The Knicks are winning some games against really good opponents. But we are allowed to be happy. Don't let anybody tell you that. Darren with the $5 super chat. Darren, the support means a lot to the channel, my man. This $5 donation goes a long way. And I really do appreciate it, Darren. Everybody give Darren hype in the chat for Darren. Don't know hype in the chat for Darren. Appreciate you, my man. Really does mean a lot to me, bro. Really does mean a lot. Because, you know, it's crazy how far this channel has come. I started it the night that we drafted Obi and Quick. And then that season was just hectic last year. And then here we are in year number 2 of the channel. And, yeah, I really do appreciate the support, Darren. Really does mean a lot. And, man. Oh, man. I just want to see into the future and know if we're going to be in the hunt or not. The next game that the next Knicks game I'm going to is probably going to be against the Hawks. Now that's going to be a hostile environment. $73 people watching, 46 likes. Please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell. Everyone listen to Kelvin. Listen to my guy Kelvin. Appreciate you. Do you think we're giving Mitch a big contract? I want him, but the injuries got me worried. So the good thing about Mitch in terms of injury stuff is he's been pretty healthy this year. He hasn't really had a bad injury, and I would love the Knicks to extend him. I saw an article that he's expected to get paid around 12, 13 million per year. If I'm the Knicks, I'm giving him that contract because he's still young and he's now getting in shape and he's averaging a double. I mean, look at these numbers in 3 games. I know it's only 3 games, but look at those numbers. God, he's a difference maker. He's a big reason why we're winning ball games. The offensive glass, the lob threat, putting pressure on the rim, getting into the passing lanes, blocking shots. Let's do it. Am I related to Jerry Seinfeld? That's funny. That's funny. No, but I guess you think I look like him? Do we need to move Julius first if we're going to keep Mitch? No, in terms of cap or in terms of like play style. I mean, no. We can keep Randle and Mitch. I live in Charlotte. I'll be at the Spectrum Center on the 23rd. Hey, salute to Josh. Make sure you represent the Knicks big time in down in Charlotte. I was in Charlotte actually for the Jets game against the Panthers on opening day for the Jets Panthers last year. I love the city of Charlotte. Really nice city. Nah, it's over for them. Hawks don't fly around here. Dude, I was in Atlanta for the Knicks-Hawks game. You guys remember that? When we beat them and we were 21-20. We were above 500, and I thought that was the turning point of the season. And I'm like, wow, we're back, baby. Let's go. And then all of a sudden we lose 7 straight or something crazy. I'm glad Randle is balling now. With that trade value up. One more thing after last night's game. Thank God we got rid of Bullock. Oh my God, yeah. Reggie was trash last night. His defense was pretty dope, even though RJ, I loved Reggie and RJ's battles last night. Did you guys notice that? Reggie was all over RJ. He was playing really good defense, but RJ was still attacking, making a good pass, making a crazy shot over him, and Reggie was like 0 for 10. That's funny. We can sweep the season series against the Hawks. I would love to do that. We did it last year, and I'm down to do it again this year, even though they got the better of us in the playoffs. And guys, say hypothetically we do make the play-in tournament. Imagine it's against the Hawks. Payback. I want the Hawks in the play-in. You know why? Because I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of the Hawks in the play-in tournament. Give me them. Give me them. All right, guys, so we've been live for over an hour on the stream. I'm probably going to be ending the stream pretty soon because I got some other things to do on my other channels and stuff. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun going live. Any other stuff you guys want me to talk about, let me know. Enjoy these Knicks 3-game winning streak because you never know what's going to happen next. We got the Memphis Grizzlies up next, and then we got the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday, which is going to be crazy. And then what does the rest of the schedule look like? Then we got Portland, winnable game. Washington, that's going to be a big game because they're the ones that we're chasing. They're right ahead of us. And then Utah and Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Detroit, Chicago, Charlotte. Oh, man, oh, man. If we beat the Grizzlies, if we go on a 4-game winning streak heading into Sunday, woo! A lot of fun things happening, man. RJ Barrett establishing himself as a superstar. Maybe. We'll see. All right, guys. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Smash that like button if you're not already. Subscribe to the channel if you are indeed new. And Knicks Media is out. I really do appreciate all the support, guys. This was a lot of fun going live and talking some Knicks with you guys. So appreciate all the love. Really does go a long way for the channel. Really goes a long way for Knicks Media. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go, Knicks. And let's get this dub. Let's get that 4 wins in a row tomorrow night and show the world that it's not just John Morant who's a stud. We got RJ Barrett who's a stud. We got to show the league that, yeah, John Morant might be a superstar and he might be an incredible talent, which he is. But RJ Barrett is a talent as well. RJ Barrett's a talent as well. We're about to prove that tomorrow. So, guys, appreciate you. Go enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow when the Knicks beat the Memphis Grizzlies 110-102. Let's go, Knicks. I love you all.